Hello everyone, and welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Tonight we're stepping into a story that erupted from a single broadcast and then ricocheted through timelines across Turkey, Italy, and beyond. At the center are three familiar names: Yaman, Demet Özdemir, and DJ Sergio. What began as a casual radio appearance turned into an avalanche of headlines, fan theories, and contradictory claims, most explosively, the allegation that Can, in a moment of candor, told DJ Sergio he was married to Demet. Within minutes, clips, translations, and out-of-context quotes were everywhere. Was it a misheard sentence? A playful quip clipped the wrong way? A metaphor lost in translation? Or a genuine confession that slipped past the usual guardrails of celebrity discretion? Let's rewind for context. Can and Demet's names have been entwined in the public imagination since their lightning-in-a-bottle pairing on Erkenci Kuss. That series gave audiences more than a romance, it gave them a language, glances that felt like declarations, banter that felt like history, and a rhythm that made Semet more than a portmanteau. Years later, the gravitational pull of that on-screen chemistry still shapes how fans interpret every wave, like, or shared location. When you're part of a phenomenon, the echo lasts a very long time. Enter the radio studio. DJ Sergio is known for keeping interviews fast, warm, and a little mischievous. His shows bounce between music and celebrity talk, the kind of setting where guests sometimes relax into sentences they wouldn't say under harsher lights. According to several listeners, the conversation slid from Can's current projects into his personal life. Then came the moment, a line that some heard as unequivocal: "I am married to Demet Özdemir." No winks, they say, no shrug. Just a sentence, and then silence heavy enough to make everyone sit up straighter. Seconds later, the segment moved on. The ambiguity did not. Within an hour, the internet had made its ruling, except it made several at once. One camp insisted the sentence was crystal clear and that the radio clip finally confirmed the true story fans had believed for years. Another argued it was sarcasm, an exasperated way to brush off constant questions about Demet. If I say something outrageous, maybe they'll drop it. A third camp, bilingual and meticulous, claimed the wording in Turkish and the wording captured by international recaps weren't twins at all, similar meaning, different emphasis, room for misinterpretation. The more the clip was chopped, captioned, and re-uploaded, the more the certainty grew, on all sides. Then a second thread twisted into the narrative, rumors from months ago that DJ Sergio and Demet Özdemir had been close, sharing friendly posts and overlapping at events. Those earlier whispers had never hardened into facts, still, they returned like embers catching a fresh wind. If Can truly said what people heard, what did it mean in light of Demet and Sergio's own chemistry? If he didn't say it, why was the radio room so quiet when he spoke? The contradictions didn't weaken the story, they fed it, because contradictions always invite the audience to choose the plot they prefer. Here's what we can say with confidence. As of tonight, there is no official, on-record confirmation from Yaman or Demet Özdemir that they are married. There is no civil record that has been publicly verified, no joint statement, no family post with a ring framed by tulips. What exists is a volatile blend of audio snippets, second-hand recounting, and a fan base pre-tuned to hear a reunion in every echo. In other words, a perfect storm for misunderstanding. That doesn't mean the sentence wasn't spoken, it means responsible commentary keeps the word allegedly very close. But even rumors have consequences, and this one traveled fast enough to shape reputations in real time. For Yaman, whose brand over the last few years has expanded deep into Europe, especially Italy, the radio moment arrived at a delicate intersection. He's a leading man in multiple markets and a magnet for lifestyle endorsements. The audience he's cultivated admires decisiveness, they also prize mystery. A sudden confession, if taken at face value, could satisfy years of curiosity while disrupting carefully built messaging around privacy. The same paradox applies to Demet Özdemir. She has repeatedly drawn a line between performance and private life, leaning into work and setting firm boundaries around everything else. Silence, for her, functions as a promise: I will not let the market decide what my life means. If you trace fan reactions, you can divide them into four emotions. The first is Euphoria, a decade-long ship finally docking in the harbor it dreamed of. Memes bloomed, edits resurfaced, and hashtags resurrected. The second is Confusion, how to reconcile the radio line with the Sergio thread, with past relationships, with timelines that don't stack neatly. The third is Protectiveness, voices insisting that Demet's autonomy means not being drafted into someone else's reveal, whatever the reveal actually was. And the fourth is Fatigue, the sigh that comes from realizing that, once again, two working artists have to explain, or refuse to explain, choices the public has no right to adjudicate. Let's talk about parasocial gravity, because it's the engine powering stories like this. When a pair gives audiences a romance that feels lived in, viewers start completing sentences for them. A delayed answer reads as a secret. A soft laugh reads as a hidden signal. A radio misstep, if it was a misstep, reads as destiny slipping out through the seams. None of that is malicious, it's human. But artists pay the cost of our projections. They carry our daydreams into rooms where a single word can turn into a headline continent-wide. It's also worth acknowledging the political economy of rumor. Clips monetize attention, ambiguity multiplies clicks. A fuzzy soundtrack with a clean caption outperforms a full context upload every time. And once a narrative becomes profitable, corrections struggle to compete. The moral is not that fans should stop caring, it's that caring responsibly sometimes means waiting a day, finding the long version of a clip, or accepting that a private life might remain private, especially when the people involved have earned that grace. Where does DJ Sergio fit in all this? His role is strangely simple, facilitator of a moment that spiraled beyond his studio. Some insist he baited a soundbite, others say he conducted a normal interview and was as startled as the audience by the line that landed. Either way, his name is now stitched to a story he didn't author, which is often how media works. You open a door for conversation and an unexpected guest walks through it. What happens next depends on choice, 3 choices, in fact. Yaman can clarify with a sentence, or he can let the noise dissolve on its own, it usually does. Demet Özdemir can maintain her boundary, no confirmation, no denial, or offer a brief anchor like she has in the past, focus on work, kindness for the interest, no appetite for spectacle. DJ Sergio can release full, unedited audio to quiet the argument about phrasing. If he does, the clip may simply prove what careful listeners have already said, that translation is a blunt tool for intimate sentences. Until then, we live with a paradox. The story feels urgent, but the facts are thin. The ship feels close to shore, but the lighthouse may be a mirage. The best position is the most adult one. Enjoy the art these people make, root for their happiness in whatever form they choose, and refuse to turn private lives into public proofs. The romance we loved on screen was never a contract, it was a gift. If a new chapter is truly being written, it will arrive with signatures, not subtitles. Before we close, a word to the community that keeps this channel alive. You are passionate, perceptive, and unfailingly loyal. That loyalty shines brightest when it protects rather than demands, when it celebrates a scene without annexing a person, when it lets silence mean this belongs to us. Whether you believe the radio line was real, misunderstood, or mischievous, the kindest stance remains the same. Let the principles speak for themselves, or choose not to, and measure your love by how gently you hold their names. Thank you for watching and for trusting us to handle complicated stories with care. If you value context over chaos, subscribe and stay close. We'll keep following the facts, and we'll keep remembering that behind every headline are human beings who owe us their art, not their lives.